Working in airports is difficult for any business, particularly a construction business where there's a lot of disruption, and that disruption can impact passenger flow. Airports are very dynamic environments to operate in. We've developed that expertise over a long number of years, which has made us particularly capable in that sector. It's not everybody that can deliver in that kind of environment because it is a bit out of the comfort zone of most construction companies.
When you're at Glasgow Airport, you've got to have vigilant at all times. It's not just when you're working on the project, when you're outside, when you're mingling with passengers, when you're with the staff, or you've got to keep your ears and eyes opened at all times. Any unattended bags, even for the boys looking after their tools, whatever, you've got to make sure that they're locked away every time they leave site. Well, you've got to be on your toes all the time, working at these kind of places for Pacific Building.
Looking at projects this year, the one that sticks out is the W.H. Smith rollout. We carried out at Edinburgh Airport. That was numerous stores that we refurbished. They were kind of fast-paced and they were all pretty successful, so that one springs to mind.
One of the hardest ones we had at Glasgow Airport was the new Bird and Signet restaurant pub, which had a lot of fancy metalwork, cast iron, brickwork, and one of the problems we had was trying to get all the materials through security and getting them up onto site, which was quite a challenge to get transport in and out, get it through security, get it all checked. At the Glasgow Airport, any of the airports that we do works, you've got to go through security, and the materials and everything else has got to go through security, so it does cause a bit of disruption now and again, but the satisfaction you get at the end of the job, knowing it's all finished and they all come in to see it, it's a good feeling.
I would say once we complete projects, reviewing them both that they're commercially successful and that they've been carried out on time and to a high quality, that gives me the most pride when we've worked hard during a full project to see that at the end it's been successful.
The type of work we do, there's constant challenges, particularly working in operational environments, live environments. It's what we do. I think now I would class us as specialising within that type of environment. I think we work very well. We have the systems in place as a business. We have the processes and able to work in that environment. Our management staff in particular and the staff in general are very customer interfacing. And that's paramount when you're working in a live environment. So it is a challenge, but I think we thrive, in that type of environment, and I think it's brought us a lot of success as a business in terms of how we deliver those type of projects.